Hello, my lovelies. Welcome to Key Wisdom Tarot. My name is Ruth. I'm your Reiki Master and Tarot Reader. And this, my darlings, is our daily pulse for Thursday, the 23rd of April. Now, I am smiling because I literally shuffle and then turn these cards over. And then I turned the camera on and I saw the world and I'm like, yay, the world, the world. So we'll start as always with a card at the base of our reading before moving on to our key message and then looking at what's facing us today and what's hidden from us today, and then the blessing for today. Can we find our blessing? Okay, so what is the gift for today? And we start with the world card, and it's lovely to see this card energy. It is a number 3 again. So those people paying attention yesterday, it was the 21st, we had the number 12, so we're going with all these numbers, and we're still in this energy of number 3. This is the world card. It's card number 21, so obviously that's a 3, and this is the last card in the major arcana, as I'm sure you know. Now, it's beautiful to see the world, because I want to just kind of move away slightly from the actual definition just for a second, and just to give you my intuitive response to this energy right now. I feel like we're coming together. I feel like it's a coming together, a world coming together. So in a sense of like the actual physical world, as in people in the world, the global community coming together. But also, feeling more connected on an individual level. So I'm sat at my house in Leeds and you're sat at your house in the Philippines or in California or wherever you are. But you're feeling more connected, and we are feeling more connected to each other. And do you know what and that's what I'm feeling from this energy. And do you know what? I had some lovely conversations yesterday about, what we're going through, and about our energetic responses, and about our psychic responses, and some of our dreams and our experiences. And I tell you what, I do feel really connected to a lot of you guys now, like all over. So it's lovely to see. But the definition of the world card is really obviously the end of the cycle. So in fact, we were talking yesterday about the Tibetan Book of the Dead, and one of my viewers, Mel, I think it was, she mentioned that she'd bought the Egyptian Book of the Dead. And I asked her, I said, is that the Book of Thoth that you're talking about? And you may have heard of the Book of Thoth, and there's many tarot decks linked to the Book of Thoth. And the Book of Thoth, for those people that don't know, is the ancient Egyptian story of the afterlife, if that makes sense. It's a story of the afterlife. So they were mummified, as you know, and they would have all the food and jewels and everything buried with them. But what would happen is they weren't just going to sleep, they were going to the afterlife. They were journeying to the afterlife. And the Book of Thoth is the journey to the afterlife. I tell you this because I said to her, did you know and realise that the journey of the Fool in the tarot, this is the last card before we see the Fool, the journey of the Fool in the tarot was linked historically. So it was around the 1930s. It was either 1934 or 1938. I can't remember the exact date. They started linking the tarot, the journey of the Fool, to the Book of Thoth. So if we look at it from both sides, so also tarot, when we look at it from the ancient Egyptian, from the ancient Egyptian language, I've never told you guys this. I keep meaning to tell you, but I haven't. But I'm going to tell you now what tarot actually means in ancient Egyptian. Tarot means royal road. So what they mean by that royal road is it's about, if you think about it, kingdom, if you think about it as nirvana, if you think about it as the universe, if you think about it as God, however you think about it, it's about the journey that we take to get closer to God, reality, whatever you want to call it. And this tells us, I give you long-winded definitions at the moment, I don't know why, but anyway, so this tells us that we are reaching some conclusions, if you will, about, okay, so this is my gift, or okay, this is who I am, okay, this is what I can do, okay, this is what I can manage, okay, now let me take the next step as the Fool, as you know, and go even deeper to what I know. I always say that the journey begins with what we know now. So what we know now is the thing that helps us to move forward. We can only move forward from that. And that brings me nicely, after 5 minutes, over to the Hermit energy. Hermit energy as our key message. And we're coming, as I said, to conclusions about the journey that we've been on over the last couple of months. We're recognizing and realizing the effort that we put in, yes, but also the wisdom that we've been gaining along that journey. And look, we have another day of active self-reflection, as indicated by the Hermit energy. So this is energy number 9. I've not really spoken much about number 9s actually, so let me give you a good breakdown of the number 9 of the Hermit energy. First of all, the Hermit energy is linked to the earth signs. It's obviously, excuse me, not Taurus, it's obviously Virgo's energy, and Virgo's all about diligence, Virgo's all about focus, it's all about precision, all about details. We know that Virgos can be hard on themselves. We know that Virgos can be critical, self-critical. But in the energy of the Hermit, that's how we've got to think about it. Yes, we're being critical, but it's also a nurturing side of ourselves. What we're doing is we're further engaging. And I know that engage is one of the words that I always say, but it's not just a word, okay? It's our active, because it's masculine, as we know. So it's active, which we're taking time out. We are, seeking meditation. We're seeking space. We're seeking time to understand. So this is what it seems like we're seeking time to understand. We're seeking time to understand our connections with the world, with other people. I spoke yesterday, didn't I, about this is happening to the whole entire world is going through this, but it's also happening to me. It's also happening to you, even though we're thankfully, hopefully, and I hope this applies to you too, physically well and healthy, and we're not being directly impacted in that way. It's affecting all of us. And this is about that. This is the time where we sort of understand the impact of the journey that we have been walking over this last couple of weeks. It's perfectly, isn't it, in tune with in step really with the daily pulses that we've had up until now as well. So this is what we're looking at. I'll find the 9th house. Now, number 9 is really about our roots. When we look on the Tibetan, when we look in, not the Tibetan Book of the Dead, on the Tree of Life, it's about our roots. It's about where we're from. And look at this. Oh, beautiful. See, I mean, I tell you what, people. I tell you what. Yeah. I'm just saying. Wait till you see this. Can you see it? Hang on. Because it didn't come out clear yesterday, so the other time. So look at this. Religion and philosophy. Higher learning. Foreign countries, overseas travel. So that's beautiful, because I've already just mentioned, even though it was linked to this card, it was already just mentioned, foreign country, the world. Dreams, spirituality, synchronicities. In-laws. I just put that on there because that's what it is. Sagittarius, Jupiter, and fire. So it's linked to those things. So this is what the 9th house is linked to. This idea of philosophy is an interesting one, because it really is about philosophy. I love philosophy, actually, so I get to talk about that now. No, just quickly. Philosophy is obviously about our engagement with, that's what it's about, the processes of our mind. So what we think, why we are the way we are, and that's literally what philosophy is. Asking those questions, why are we here? What are we doing here? It's all those existential questions. And for you, that's the type of things that we're focusing on today. And it really seems we're focusing on, as I said, we're inwardly looking and we're asking these questions, and we're sort of connecting to our higher learning, and connecting to the things that we have been picking up and learning, and the wisdom that we've been gathering along this journey. We're connecting to all that, and we're connecting to it in ways of looking, this is happening to me, and how is this connecting me to other people? How is this connecting me to my divine feminine? How is this connecting me to what's beneath the surface? How is this time connecting me to my subconscious? How is this time connecting me to my emotions? How is this time connecting me to my woundings? These are the type of questions that you are going to be grappling with, that we're going to be grappling with today, and that we're going to be taking time out with the meditation card to really reflect on, to really think about. And as I said, that it was all cups yesterday, so it was all emotions, it was all feelings, and it's the conscious now, what we see here. It's the manifestation, the earth, we build the earth, and the physical sort of evidence, if you will, of what you've been through with the Hermit, but then also now we have to be able to understand it. You know, we go through things that we don't understand. So yesterday I was having conversations about synchronicities, about dreams, and clearly we're in that vibe. And I said to the people that we're speaking to yesterday, I think it was Imogen that were talking about synchronicities, and I said to Imogen, I said, you know what, I'm inclined to agree with you. In fact, there was a couple of people. I said, I'm inclined to agree with you. We're going to be feeling and seeing a lot of synchronicities. I said, it's already happening to me, which it was yesterday. And now we see that further shown here. Synchronicities, again, talk about our connections, don't they, to each other, but also to other sides of ourselves, our subconscious mind, etc., etc. So this is all type of the themes that we have today, and we see what's facing us. It's a nice day, babes. It's a nice day because we've got the 4 of Swords. Remember, 2020 is the year of the number 4, so all those 4s, the Emperor, the Death card, obviously the 4 of Swords, are all pertinent energies this year in 2020. We've got the 4s, we know is about our structures and our foundations. It's about where we come from. It's about our families. It's about our roots. And the Sword energy is about our awareness, our conscious understanding, our clarity in our minds, and our ability to communicate clearly with ourselves, obviously with our subconscious mind and our conscious mind to communicate clearly with themselves, but also for us to express ourselves clearly, speak clearly to others as well about the type of things that we are learning and seeing and understanding. That's what this card that's what really this card is about. And so we call it for shorthand the meditation card, and we see that reflected here. So we are going to be reflecting on those things. We may be talking out loud about it. We may be inside feeling those connections, but we don't feel alone today. That's the beauty of it. Even if we are completely alone today, the Hermit, so physically there's no one else in your house, physically there ain't no one else there, but you do not feel alone today. And this is something that I live by myself. I live on my own. This is what's hidden. I live by myself. I live on my own, and since when? 2014, I think it is. Yeah, so 6 years, a long time. 6 years? Nah. Anyway, a long time. Yeah, 6 years. And I felt lonely one time. But in 6 years, I don't ever feel lonely. I don't ever feel on my own. And that's because, obviously, I practice mindfulness meditation, Reiki and Tarot, so I do engage every single day mindfully, and I feel the connections that I have, the actual real connections that I have with people, but also the spiritual ones as well. So that's how it's that type of vibe for you guys today. Now, what's hidden is this energy of the 7 of Pentacles. Now, I want to ask you why. Now, remember, this is number 7. It's linked to our 7th chakra, and this is all about enlightenment, this space. It's all about our enlightenment, obviously our spirituality. And our spirituality is our enlightenment. It is our psychic abilities. I have to work out how to explain psychic, because that's a word that it sort of, it scares people. It even scares psychics. Because I don't really, it's kind of like tarot. It's been overtaken by little sound bites. So people think that they know what psychic is, and people think that they know what mediums are and what mediums do, but really we don't really. So I'm gonna have to think about that. But anyway, I digress. So the 7th chakra is linked to our enlightenment. It's linked to our understanding. Number 7, I always tell you, is my master number. That's the path that I'm walking in life, if you will. And it's always about the questions that we're asking. We're on a theme, aren't we, today, guys? We're on a theme. It's always about the questions that we're asking. And in this instance, because it's Pentacles energy, it's about our security, and it's about our energy, where we put our energy, the actions that we take, the things that we do in order to manifest security in the form of wealth, in the form of relationships, in the form of commitments, etc., in work, whatever it is. So it's what we do to build, if you will. And so the question of the 7 of Pentacles is, why am I doing what I'm doing? Am I getting anywhere with this? is it actually helping in any way? You know, I'm not seeing the results. I'm not seeing the benefits of this work and this energy that I'm putting in. And I'm not, you know, why is it taking so long for me to get there? Why is it taking so long for me to feel secure? For example, this is that energy. I'm not ever hidden from some of us, from some of you today, from some of us today. And you know, for me, you know, this is something that you know, as I said, I'm 7 and I'm a Capricorn, so this is linked to obviously Virgo, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Lots of earth energy today, so we're grounded today. We might be feeling earth energy affects us physically in a different way than cups energy. Even though they're quite similar to a physical experience, you'll feel a lot more wiped out with cups energy, even though they're both about your divine feminine. So they both ask your divine masculine, which is a part of you that takes actions to take a seat. So we're in that same similar energy, if you will, but you won't feel as wiped out. But it's kind of like, I describe it when I experience Pentacles energy as, you know, being sort of, I can't, it's too, I'll explain it, but I think you won't understand, but I'll explain it anyway. So we've got blood running through our veins, and we've got iron in our blood, obviously. And when I feel the Pentacles energy, it feels like the iron in my blood is being magnetized, if you will. So it's being attracted to the center of the earth. And so it's like that kind of way. It's kind of not, it's kind of like you feel a pull, if you will, to sort of, to sit, to lie, to lounge, but it's not as sort of heady as cups energy, because cups energy is very cloudy. It's very hard to think with cups energy. So anyway, I don't know why, but I tell you some of these things, and I think people are just like, what is she on about? But that's what it feels like to me. So you might have the urge this today to sit, and you might be frowning and being down, some of you, but this is what's hidden. So this is a continuation. You know, what's going on beneath the surface for us is a continued journey of self-discovery, isn't it? It's a continued journey of meeting our divine feminine, of meeting our inner child, of looking at our inner woundings. And you know, this is when we get to that point where we're seeing things, we're learning things, we're knowing things, we're growing, we're spiritually becoming more aware, we are becoming wiser, we're becoming clearer about things. But then you get to this point of number 7, and you're like, I've still got bloody loads of stuff to learn. I've still got loads to overcome. I've still got loads of stuff to release. I've still got loads of stuff to, you know, how long's this journey going to take? Remember, what comes after this is the 8 of Pentacles, though, yeah, the skill, the application of the wisdom. So we're getting to the point. So remember, at 8 of Pentacles, we can apply the wisdom, and we can further refine the lessons at the 8 of Pentacles. So we're at that point. What's hidden from us is that we recognize, wow, you know, I've done loads. I've understood something. I didn't know that about myself before. I didn't know that I was capable of this. I didn't know that I was going to react this way. And you're learning that with these energies. But on the subconscious level, you know that there's still more to go. You know that you're still gathering that wisdom, and there's still questions that you need to be able to answer. But again, you know, we're coming into number 8 after this, so you know that is going to be telling us that, okay, now you've got it, and you can further apply the wisdom. Now it's time to refine it. So as I said, you may feel sort of like not overwhelmed. It's not overwhelming, the feeling today. It's more sort of, blimey, you know, so you'd spend your day meditating, chilling, going, God, I learned this, and you're like, yeah, but I'm still not over him, you know, or I'm still not over her, or I still, you know, I still don't meditate as often as I should, or I still don't be nice to myself, you know, I'm still not as compassionate to myself as I should be, but all this stuff, but wow, haven't I come a long way? So it's that type of energy today, but that's okay, as I said, because remember, what comes next is the 8, what comes next is the Fool. So we're going to be gaining more. Today is important just to sort of consolidate the learning that you've had, and to recognize how far you've come, but also recognize, and also recognize that this is a continual journey. In Reiki, the phenomenon is called Kaizen. I don't know why I'm writing all these things down to you. It's called Kaizen. That's a Z. I do my Z's like 3, so I'll do them as a problem. It's called Kaizen. And Kaizen, hang on, can you see the spelling? So Kaizen, that's an I. It's a Japanese word, obviously. Kaizen is the concept of continual expansion. So you will never, even if you live to 150, you will never know everything. You learn every single day. You expand every single day. Your consciousness will expand. Your wisdom will expand continually. You will never reach the end of what you know. It is infinite, and that's the phenomenon of Kaizen, if you will. And that's really what we're coming to terms with today, in a way. And that's a real, that's something that we have to sort of let go of. We don't get to a point. I thought a few years ago that you would. I'm like, oh my God, I know everything now. Okay, I know it. I've got it. Yeah, I'm a Reiki master. I've got it. I know it. Now let me just live my life. No. The journey continues. Okay, and that's kind of the we're in that Kaizen energy today, and it's a beautiful space to be. I love it, and we're all in it together, and we feel that the blessing. So we've got. Isn't it interesting? Isn't it? All these energies are coming up supporting the world card. It's very interesting. We've got the 5 of Pentacles, so we know also that this is a card of where we feel maybe separated from people, where we're putting energy really focusing on only ourselves and not others. Now, I said that you won't feel lonely. Some of you may feel lonely, but this is in the blessing position. So this is telling us that it's a blessing to be on your own right now. It's a blessing. Now, there's something coming in about lameness. So that's an old word. I suppose this guy's lame. It's archaic in the way that I'm using it. I suppose he's lame. We don't really use that word to describe people, but anyway, there's a lameness coming in, and it's interesting because you might feel like this, like, oh, like nothing I'm doing is working, like I'm no good. You might feel, as I said before, tired. You might feel useless, which is something that you should engage with. It's something that you should notice, if you're telling yourself these things. Number 5 is the number of power on the tree of life, Jabera, where I always try to pronounce it, don't I? Jabera on the tree of life, or the number of change, the number of power. And that's about shifting our energies, like putting it, we can put it, increase our input in one space. We can reduce the power to another place. And so we go through these changes and these struggles with number 5. This tussle with ourselves, where we're Pentacles energy. I'm going to apply my energy in this space. Okay, let me pull back a little bit here, and let me direct it to this space here. So that means that, so when we talk about change and power and conflict with the number 5, it could be felt by other people, but it's really what's going on inside you. It's really the tussle that you're going on in order to come into wisdom, in order to understand stuff. And remember, that's what we're looking at today. Today is the day about understanding stuff, and we have 3, 4, 5. So we're on, whenever we see sequential number sequence with numerology, we know that it's about our paths along a journey. So we understand and see that this is paths along a journey today, paths along the road. Now, hang on a minute, steps along the journey. What am I even talking about? Steps along the journey, steps along the road. That's what today is. And it's a learning day. I can feel it already. I can feel it's going to be quite a lot of self-reflection. Some of you might be diving into like some of these books that I talk about, or some of your whatever type of materials that you use and you read. You might be digging into the Bible today, or you might be digging into there's a bad book of the dead, or let me look at what's really fun about this book of stuff. Let me get on, and we're looking at all that, and you'll learn. There's always stuff to learn. So even, not even for me, of course for me, that's what I do. I love to learn. I'm all about number 7, me. I like to find out stuff, everything, and understand it. And it's that type of energy, and that might take you away from, as I said, connecting with other people. Even if you are living with people in your household, you might not be engaging much with them today because you're off on your own sort of thing. You're off on your own path. Right? Let me find out what's really fun about with this tree of life, and let me look at the astrological houses, or let me find out about my birth chart, or all that. So, you know, number 5 is also linked to our throat chakra, so our communication and our inner voice, speaking from truth. You know, it's interesting to realize, and I'm going to say this and you might think it doesn't make any sense, and it's not true, but it is true, that your voice, I used to think that, you know, we think about, you know, we think, our brain formulates the words and then we speak. That's not what happens. And it's what we do. So it's what I used to do as well. I used to do that as well. So I used to think, you know, my brain would formulate the sentence, if you will, and then my mouth would speak that sentence. My voice does not come from my brain, and neither does yours. It's just that you think it does. And this is, so when we talk about this, the throat chakra, the 5th center, and it talks about your inner voice and speaking from truth, that is a real place that exists inside you. I mean, I can tell you physically where it comes from, but well, how I experience it physically, and it's definitely different when I sing. Oh, honestly, I tell you, finding your inner voice is a beautiful thing, and the inner voice is just the voice that you're speaking with now, but it's the voice that you're speaking with now without first going through the brain, if that makes sense. So what usually happens is we want to say something, we filter it through our brain, and then we speak. But what your inner voice is, and what the throat chakra is related to, is you just speak without it having to be filtered through your brain. So if I speak a lot on these readings, and you might think that I'm sat here I have got no idea what I'm going to say, I have no idea what I'm saying now. I've actually started watching these daily pulses back. I don't usually generally watch my readings back, to be honest, but I mean, is it silly to say that I enjoy them? Because I just speak. It comes from my inner voice. So when I look back, I'm like, oh my God, yeah, that's actually where I'm at myself when I look back at these readings. So, you know, today it's about connecting with your truth, your inner voice, and that's what number 5 also represents. So as I said, it might take you out, it might take you away from the people that you're living with, the people that you're around, but that doesn't matter, because that's where we're meant to be. I mean, listen, yeah, we're getting to the end. Oh, King of Pentacles. Hey, husband card. Anyway, so we get into the World card, which means that we're at the end of a cycle. We're at the end of a journey of learning. We've reached the kingdom. We've reached the gate, the pearly gates, if you will. That's what this World card represents. You know, as I said, whatever your religious beliefs are, you know, whatever your religious beliefs are, to get to, that's what we get to with this today. And you feel that with the World card. So as I said, you've reached Nirvana, whatever that means. I know exactly what that means. In fact, there's a video on my Key Wisdom playlist that tells you exactly what Nirvana is. So check it out. It's a specific decision. It's a specific definition. Anyway, so that's what we've reached today. So we're at this kingdom space. It's like you have this perspective with the World card where you see everything. You see everything. You understand it all. You understand. Oh my God, I understand that was the journey that I've just taken. Like, you know, like looking at a running track from above, if you will, or like, you know, like looking at a race track, if you will. A car, you know, cars go on from above. You can see the whole track. You're like, oh my gosh, they've got them twists and turns in it. Bloody hell, that's a dodgy turn. That's the type of perspective you get with the World card. And so that's the type of work that you're doing today. So you're like, oh God, yeah, man, I realised that this month, or I realised that the other day, and I didn't ever, you know, that was the dream that I had, and and you're going off on those tangents today, and you're sort of engaging with that. So it's all about your, I say it every day, it's all about your awareness. Everything's all about your awareness all the time. But no, it's about we're actively engaging today with the journey that we've been on. So we've got a higher, that's going to be the title, higher perspective. That's what it is. And, you know, and remember, you know, the key message, higher perspective, the key message is the 9th house. It's the Hermit energy, isn't it? So we've got with this key message here, the Hermit, look at that energies. You know, Jupiter is the planet of, I want to say shouldn't, blah, blah, blah. Jupiter, I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's about breakthroughs, spiritual breakthroughs, if I remember off the top of my head. So we have that here. So if you look at these energies, this is what you're doing today. And look, we've got dream synchronicities, dreams, spirituality, synchronicities. We have higher learning. We have religion and philosophy. These are the energies that we're dealing with today. These are the energies that we're diving into today. And that means that, and this energy indicates that we are going to be diving deeper over our lifetimes. Over our lifetimes, we're going to be diving, we're going to continue to learn. This is like at the end of doing my Reiki Masters, even though I did, well, as I said, I embrace, this is literally my energy there, 7 I love it, because I'm all about, why do you get married? Why get married, Ruth? Why have a child, Ruth? Why do you want those things? Why? So for me, like, I ain't gonna, like, it doesn't matter if this person wants to be with me, or it doesn't matter if I tell the world, oh yeah, I'm ready. No, why is the question for me. So I ain't gonna build nothing, love. I ain't building nothing yet if I don't know the answer to those questions. So I'm all about this. So for you guys, for us all, it's those type of questions. This is getting long, so I'm going to cut this video now. But so you remember, these are the type of the sort of space. This is the space that we're in today. So it means that we may be going deeper with this card. This is what this card indicates, as well as all the other cards. To be fair, it's very supportive region. They all support each other in this day. But we're going deeper and deeper into our dreams, our spirituality, our synchronicities, into our religion, into our beliefs, into philosophy, asking those questions, going into that learning. That might take you out of the hubbub of the life of the people that are in your home, but you shouldn't. I don't think you will feel alone today. I don't think you may, but I don't think you will. You should and hopefully will feel connected, that we are, and the synchronicities that will come today will definitely help to emphasize and highlight that for you. Okay, my darlings, I better go, because I've got to upload, and it takes a longer time, obviously, with 30. When it's the longer the video is, the longer it takes to upload. And I like to post at 1 o'clock. Okay, my darlings, have a wonderful day. Let's have some convos, or do your reflection. Find out the books. I mean, I'm diving into Tibetan Book of Dead today, because I'm like, I'm going to be doing a new video for you guys for the weekend. Hopefully at the weekend, but I'll do it. I will do it, actually. But we'll be talking about the ultimate nature of our reality, the things that we see when we have these phantom visions. I'll be talking about things like that. So I'm gonna sort of start to do some of the work today, but I'll be doing it in this way. I'll be being reflective about why share that? Like, is it important to share that? Like, are people going, why am I doing it? It's not for you, because it's the work that I do, guys, isn't for you, it's for me. And what I mean by that is, that's the 2 of Cups, isn't it? We serve ourselves by everything that we do. So yes, I'm also serving you, but I'm also learning every single day. So that's the beauty of that's the beauty for me of life. I learn every single day, but I am a number 7. Okay, I digress. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, my darlings, and I will see you all again tomorrow with your brand new Daily Pulse. Okay, take care, my darlings. Happy journeying. Bye.